Hmm.
おや、どうかなさいましたか？
There's a lot of things that matter, okay, DD? Misaki and Rei aren't in a relationship yet, and everyone keeps hounding him for information. They keep hounding Misaki for information. Like, guys, just have some patience. Hopefully, in a few days, or maybe a few episodes, we'll get to see them be in a relationship officially. But for now, they're not. You know, they just almost kiss and they hold hands. You know, totally not in a relationship at
も
all.
しかしてつつかれすぎて癖になっちゃった？
No. Like how I just thought I heard someone calling for me. Crow isn't here, though. Must be my imagination. By the time my next class rolled around, the issue had completely slipped my mind. I only started to have a hunch of what it really was sometime after that. More specifically, it was sometime after lunch break had ended. Oh boy. How much trouble are we going to get into today? As I texted Misaki, her mood seemed different from usual. She was responding a lot later than usual, and her replies seemed pretty disinterested to boot. Somehow, I had a bit of a bad feeling about this. Geez, I wonder. Maybe she'd come across what happened earlier and gotten a little upset.
おや、レイ君、お悩みタイムでしたか？
I guess. I think Misaki might be upset. I'm trying to find out why.
そういえば、今日のご飯は美咲さんとご一緒ではありませんでしたね。
I know. Can you believe that? They didn't eat lunch together.
これがいわゆる倦怠期ですか？
I don't even know what that is. That's wrong on so many levels. It really is difficult to tell whether she's play acting or genuinely screwing up
美咲
sometimes.
さんと顔を合わせづらく
It's both.
てふんぞらしていたのでは？
No, I don't think that was it. So you meant to ask me if I'm chicken, eh? Well, you're wrong about that. Misaki was eating lunch with Michiru and the others. Besides, she seemed chipper as ever right before homeroom this
その
morning.
後は激おこぷんぷんでございましたか？
Yeah, actually, I think that might have been it. Can't say for sure if she's actually mad at me. And I don't know, is she mad at us? I don't see why she would be mad at us, but I don't know. I don't understand characters sometimes. Tried to clarify with Dee Dee, but she was so deep in thought, my follow-up seemed to fly over her head.
わかりました。お昼に好きな食べ物が入っていなかったのでしょう。
There you go, Dee Dee. You figured it out. Great. Go tell everybody. I know you're gonna do it anyway, so don't be an idiot. She's not like... I mean, she's not a kid.
子供扱いされてしまいました。
Yes. Yes, we did. At least I didn't say you were immature. Though calling her an adult would also be a bit of a
私
reach.
は日本のご飯で好き嫌いなんてしませんけどね。
Yeah, all grown up now. Good girl.
レイ君に大人扱いされてしまいました。
Now we just need to go and ruffle her hair like that. Wouldn't go that
レイ
far.
君に大人にしてもらいました。
No? Do you know what that means, DD? That doesn't mean what you think it means. Stop sending the wrong message.
お前ら教室で何やってんだ？
I don't know, I'm apparently making a woman out of her, or she's making a man out of... Something's going on, and I don't like it. I'm not doing shit.
はい、レイ君は悪くないのです。
Quit making me sound more suspicious. I should use the watch, or so I impulsively thought, but it didn't seem like anyone else cared about what was going on. I guess this isn't all that different from how we get along every day. It's not like everyone else thinks we're beyond all help by now, is it? By the way, Shuji, you know anything about classical music?
唐突に話題を変えやがったな。まあ聞くけど、なんで？
Hey, I'm great at segues. That was totally natural and flowing in this conversation. I'd be interested to hear your recommendations about what kind of pieces would be best for someone just getting into
家
it.
に CD とかねえの？まずは順に聞いてみろよ。
ありますよ。帰ったら準備しますね。
Oh, of course DD has all this information for us. How'd you know we had those anyways?
メイドですからね。お皿の数からご主人様の秘密まで何でも知ってます。
This is oddly familiar. This feels like in Konosuba when Aqua just casually mentions, oh yeah, I hear you rustling around in the hay at night. And he's just like, no, you can't know my secrets. God, how omnipotent can maids actually be? Well, anyways, I'd be interested to hear what kind of pieces are best to start listening to first, and the best way to properly enjoy them as well.
いいけどよ。なんで急にクラシックなんだ？漫画でも読んだ？
No でございます。美咲さんのご趣味なので、レイ君も一緒に楽しみたいのです。
You know, DD, that's actually somewhat accurate, yeah. That kind of...
平気ですよレイ君。美咲さんにラブなのはとっくに知られていますから。
I guess so, but still. Should I laugh or cry here? I have no idea.
おお、なるほどね。
Might as well just laugh and have fun with it. That's my philosophy.
おすすめなのは後で送ってやるとして。
Oh, okay. Thanks, Shuji. I could swear Shuji and DD just exchanged glances back there. DD has her phone out now. Is she texting someone?
感謝しろよ、さんずい。
Thank you for what? What are you doing? What's the plan here?
果たして気づくのでしょうか。
Why are you guys exchanging glances? It's great that he's helping us out and giving us some recommendations, but I feel like there's something else going on. Never mind these two. Today is just full of things I'm failing to understand. That's me most days. I like how she completely vibrated with the phone.
どうしたのみーちゃん。メールの返信が来て。
Yeah, and it startled you that much, apparently. I guess you're not used to people actually replying to your texts.
返信って誰かに送ってたの？
Mia's cute even when she's flustered. Well, that thought crossed my mind she'd elevate her phone to me.
レイ先輩、クラシックに興味が出てきたんだって。兄様が？そうなんだ。
Misaki's like, oh, you know, that's common. You know, around this age, boys love classical music. Mozart, Bach, you know. It's all good, right? Like, this is the in music right now. He took interest in that stuff because he likes me. Expectant, yet also slightly disbelieving about it, I took the phone from Mia's hand.
どうやらレイ君は美咲さんのおかげでクラシックに興味が出たご様子です。
I like how it just straight up says thanks to Misaki.
修二君から情報を仕入れているなおでございますよ。話題を合わせるために聞き始めるとはマジ紳士ということでしょうか。
Isn't he quite the gentleman? Va-va-voom.
レイ君がそういうことをするのはきっと美咲さんだけですよ。ところでいつ祝言をワープするのでしょうか。
Alright, DD, we're done with you. Be gone. I get it now.
美咲ちゃん、顔緩んでるよ。
I don't know. Whenever I hear like, that's when like character is about to go genuinely crazy.
声を聞いているだけでもわかりますね。まったく先輩は回りくどいことをするわよね。
Light pens around you.
石田先輩じゃなくて私に聞きなさいよね。人によって趣味も違うんだから。ほんと先輩ってしょうがないんだから。
Gosh, why does she sound like that? She sounds really like, oh, just carefree and cutesy.
美咲ちゃんに内緒で勉強して驚かせたかったんじゃないかな。みゆさん、あれはただの誘い受けですから、相手をしない方がいいですよ。誘い？本当にダメなんだから。
Gosh, I feel like I'm about to play that. Oh, what is that series? Higurashi? Is that what it's called? I feel like this is what a scene from Higurashi would be, and then a character is about to pull out an axe and just start killing people. Never played any of those games. I wonder if those would do well on my channel. No idea. I have a lot of ideas for games I'd like to play one day, just so y'all can see me experience it for the first time, because I feel like I really haven't played too many visual novels. I feel like I played like Steins Gate and Danganronpa, and those are kind of like the big ones, but I haven't really played a lot that you guys haven't seen, I feel like. Maybe one day I'll do that.
そんなダメな先輩には
I have too many plans.
私が手取り足取りクラシックの知識を教えてあげないとね。本当は美咲ちゃんが教えたいだけじゃ。みゆさん、放っておいてあげましょう。
Yeah, and I think he wanted to do it separately from Misaki. He wanted to be able to do it in his own time and then impress her. I feel like it's a little bit different if she's the one teaching him. I mean, I guess that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like this was something he wanted to surprise her with. I wonder if Ray's free today. He is, isn't he? Maybe let's invite him to watch me practice as usual, then casually pop the question when I pause for a break. Why can't classes just hurry up and end already? Gosh, Misaki is just like gone off her rocker. She's just like thinking of nothing but him. Just him and music. I said Misaki was upset earlier, didn't I? Well, that was bullshit. I totally misunderstood.
練習しに行くわよ。いってらっしゃい。
Oh boy, Didi saw us off as I got dragged out of the room by Misaki. I thought I saw Shuji smirking at me out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't have the time to verify that. Gosh, what is going on with this music, though? Why is it so upbeat and happy? Let's see, was he trying to keep up with Misaki? My bag in one hand and her own hand in the other. I was unsure as to why she seemed to be in such a good mood, but there didn't seem to be anything wrong, so I figured it was no problem. In fact, seeing Misaki this adorably cheerful made me happy as well. Oh boy. Lots of like sudden scene changes right now. I feel like we just keep jumping scene to scene, making for a very interesting episode. Arriving at the usual classroom, Misaki started performing with a smile on her face. Seeing her do this was already making me happy in itself, but the tense mood and the atmosphere from all the times I'd watched up until now had changed. She seemed excited, happy even. The way she held the bow, and the colorful tones which resounded as she played clued me into that. As if to manifest her mood, the music sounded light and gentle, almost as though it were floating through the air. I thought to myself, I really want to hear her performing like that, even more. More than just the fact that she was doing this for me, I found myself coming to enjoy the music itself. Well, that's good. I'm glad he's taking an interest in something that she likes. I don't even know what is Ray interested in enough that she could take an interest in. I have no idea. Apparently girls. He likes girls, so... Giving a nod of satisfaction, she gently set down her violin. Then, without asking me for any comments on how well she'd played, she took up a chair and sat down. I think that was the best you've done so far. She shot me a dazed look in reply. She seemed surprised at being complimented. Maybe she was even thinking of trying to play her best this time. This must have been the result of her reconciling her desire to play with her desire not to care about how others feel about it. As if she had realized something, she stopped to think for a moment. That something must have been the same thing I was feeling. As if she'd finished thinking, she raised her head to me. Ooh, so hopefully, I'm guessing this episode will be kind of our preparation for that. We'll get to do a little bit more, and then I think next episode we'll finally have that concert, and hopefully I'll be able to just record that whole thing and finish out her route, which is exciting. I'm curious to see if they're gonna do any like special things, or if it's gonna kind of go how I'm thinking it will. We'll have to see. Right around the corner then. Sorry, I should have known about it earlier. Well, I'm happy to hear that. The mood seemed to be getting more right, but for now it was best to exercise restraint. Well, I guess I'll have to help you out with practicing more then. I know, isn't that such a plot twist now that they're competing? I really like that. I think that's a very different way to do something like this. I wouldn't have thought to make her, Michiru, that is, compete against Misaki. Never even seen her practicing once, though. Even though she had a violin prepared for the contest and everything, well, she could be practicing by herself at home while we're hanging around here. That's talent for you, her face devoid of any gloomy sentiment seemed to be saying. You might be a good match for her right now, though. I had a feeling she wasn't taking me seriously. Those were my honest feelings, but her performance wasn't as high level as Michiru's, but it certainly warmed the cockles of my heart. They certainly like saying that. I never hear anybody use that, those words. Wait, maybe that was precisely because her performance a minute ago was so spontaneous. Yeah, go for it. I think that's what Michiru would want you to do too. As I said that, Misaki beamed with confidence, and then her smile immediately turned more gentle. I'm grateful to you too, though, for letting me watch you practice like this and all. I think being together with you made me come to that realization. This time she seemed bashful. Misaki's expressions changed like a traffic light changing colors. Wow, that's pretty drastic. Perhaps she was showing a greater variety of expressions than before, rather she was able to express them more freely now. But it still didn't feel like she had stopped trying to conceal them entirely, nor had she started being completely honest about them either. She must have simply been able to come to terms with those feelings all on her own. You didn't even need to tell me that. I'll be rooting for both of you equally. I don't know about that. I feel like he would be pretty biased towards, you know, the girl he's in love with rather than his sister, but we'll see. So whether you win or lose, remember no regrets. Just go up there and give it your all. Aw, geez, Misaki's just too awesome. My beloved Misaki, who could agree with me even in such an unfazed, calm manner. In order for her to go up there and give it all she's got, I'll have to help her out too with all my heart and soul. I can hardly wait to see both of them performing on stage. I know. It's gonna be nice. I really hope that there's like a really good CG. We'll get like a nice musical number. I'm hoping they don't like skimp out on it. I was really disappointed last episode. Was it last episode? When Michiru was performing. Like they didn't like show it at all. Am I forgetting the what? I still don't know what she said. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, about that. Anyways. Nothing forgotten. I didn't forget something I didn't have in the first place. It's sealed deep in my heart with a padlock and chains to chill out. Michiru was quite excitable at this hour, but this meant everything was the same as usual. The weather was quite good today, as was my mood, so I didn't forget to give Michiru a word of reassurance to stop her from sulking at me. Well, in any case, life's been treating me pretty good. There was precious little time remaining until the contest. Misaki didn't have very much time to hang out with me, but just being able to be with her was good enough for me. Watching her put in so much effort for everything gave me motivation to want to do something for her as well. Michiru squeezed on my hand tightly. What exactly are you feeling vexed about? I thought you seemed pretty cheerful earlier. Was I mistaken? If that's the first time you've caught on to that, then you're really not good at this, because I've thought about girls, like, every time I'm with you. It's kind of hard when I have Dee Dee just staring into my soul over here. Make it sound like we're in the middle of a date or something. Is that so? In that case, I'll accompany you all the way to school. Well, you know, I've had practice, not with you, but with other women. Ah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, honestly, that's all I could ask of you, and I appreciate that. Glad to have your support, but I would hardly call that restraint. I'd be happier if Michiru and Misaki could get along better than before. They get along just fine, except for, I don't know, Michiru, I feel like, kind of threatens Misaki sometimes? Just maybe a little bit? Michiru's sour mood lasted no longer than 5 minutes. She was most likely just pretending to sulk and didn't truly intend to cause me any serious trouble. Dang, Michiru's pissed. She's like, oh no, not her again. Her mood just took a huge nosedive. Why did you say it like that? It just sounds like you've been stalking us this entire time. God, what a cringeworthy attempt at playing it cool. Though Misaki's awkwardness was definitely adorable. So you were following us, essentially.
おお、確かに偶然ですね。でしょ？
I wish I could snap a picture of Misaki's smug expression, but unfortunately my hands were already full.
しかし、美咲さんの通学路を考えると、ここは遠回りではありませんか？それは家庭の事情というか。
Oh yeah, my family had this saying and I had to walk this way. There was construction. Yeah, there was construction in the other way.
家庭でもなく、美咲さんの事情でしょ？素直に兄様に会いたくて仕方がなかったと言えないのですか？
Dang, and then there's Michiru just giving her no slack, just calling her out.
そんなこと言えるわけないでしょ？
It was written all over her face though. And Michiru still egging Misaki on in spite of that, are you? Well, good work, keep at it. Misaki's cute when she's flustered after all, he's enjoying it.
美咲さんが素直になれないうちは、バイオリンで負けることはなさそうですね。どうしてその話になるのよ？美咲さんが自分の感情を表現できていないからです。普段は兄様が美咲さんの気持ちを読み取っているのでしょ？
Oh yeah, it's pretty obvious, I would say.
しかし、演奏の場合、そうはいきませんよね。それはそうかもだけど。気持ちを推察するより、直接伝えられた方が衝撃は大きいと思いますよ。つまり、ツンデレよりも素直キャラの方が好印象ということですね。
Hey, I don't know. I like tsunderes, but yes, I will say part of the great things about tsunderes is getting closer to them and then seeing them kind of open up to you. I feel like that is part of the appeal of them. So it would be nice if Misaki would continue to like show us more of her true self and how she's really feeling, which I feel like she's done, at least when it's just us. I feel like we've really seen that come out. Personally, though, I like both. My man.
もっと兄様を喜ばせられるように精進しろということです。どうしてそれをみちるに言われないといけないのよ。兄様の幸せが私の幸せですから。
Thanks, Michiru, but I want you to find your own happiness.
兄様と幸せになることが最大限の幸福なのですが。
Well, as your elder brother, I'll do my best to keep you happy.
そのお言葉だけですでに幸せな心地です。おお、これが素直にアタックした破壊力なのですね。それはでも私はちょっと。
I feel like this picture right here kind of accurately displays like how this interaction with these characters go. Michiru's over here, just kind of doing her own thing, just kind of making fun of people. You got Didi over here, who's just like trying to follow with the conversation and getting happy about little things. And Misaki's over here just like, ugh, I hate talking to Michiru sometimes. It's kind of troubling to me too. Like I've already built up quite an immunity to Michiru's advances. But if Misaki were to do the same, I'd faint on the spot.
美咲さんは一緒に投稿されるおつもりですか？ダメなの？構いませんよ。せっかくわざわざ偶然を装って待ち伏せていたわけですし。強調しなくてもいいでしょ？待ち伏せていた努力を無駄にしないためにご一緒します？
Freaking Michiru, man.
そうね。
Alright, let's just all go to school together. It's fine. We're all friends here, right, Michiru? Right? After just a moment of pondering, Misaki feigned composure and agreed. Plus, if you turned us down, it'd feel like you wouldn't want me around. Misaki over here still trying to cover it up. Michiru already pointed out that you came this way for no other reason than to walk to school for A, and that's okay. Oh yes, I'm sure. It's not like you woke up at like, what, 3 in the morning the other day for our date? This is what they call being a bad liar. Yes. Basically, I woke up early and I couldn't wait any longer, so I came here myself. You know, that's actually the most honest thing you've said. Considering how early you came, I think we still have plenty of time, though. Like, I could even take Misaki back home with me. Right, off to school with
そう
us.
ですね。一緒に行きましょうか。
Yep, let's go. Michiru made a demonstration of holding up our intertwined hands as she
い
said
ろいろ
that.
と気になるんだけど、布団とかその手とか。
What if we just like got off Misaki's route right now and just like moved over to Michiru's? That'd be a
他
plot
の人
twist.
にじっと見られると照れてしまいますね。
Okay, don't tell me, but I just want to know, is there any visual novels? Don't tell me what specifically. Is there any visual novel that has something like that where you're in a route and then you like diverge into another route, like mid-route? Like that's kind of how you do it. That would be an interesting concept. Very different than the usual order of like, okay, once you're on that route, you're on that route. Kind of feel awkward about this. Not like it's a bad thing though. Michiru and I are just siblings, and she was only sleeping in the same futon as me for a few minutes earlier this morning. There's nothing weird about that, alright?
ねえみちる、DD 先輩と手をつないだら？兄弟のスキンシップを邪魔するおつもりですか？邪魔なんてしてないわよ。最近はずっとそうしてたでしょ？だからといって兄様と手をつないではいけない理由にはなりませんよね。それとも私がこうしていたら美咲さんに不都合があるのでしょうか？
I know, can you imagine being jealous of somebody's sister for holding hands with their brother?
そうじゃ
Kinda
ないけ
weird.
ど先輩が
It's like weird, strange, not weird, funny.
兄様が嫌な気持ちになるのですか？私の世話は大変ですか？
Well, yeah, you're getting in the way of my relationship with Misaki, okay? Absolutely not. I've never ever thought of you as a bother in all my life, not even once. Please tell me that's sarcasm.
ありがとうございます。
I could empathize with Misaki's annoyance, but I couldn't lie to
可
Michiru
愛
either.
い女の子にモテモテで朝からハッピーですね。
Hey, you know, can't complain. Don't word it like that, though. I can't deny I am kind of happy.
では私も参加しましょうか？ DD 先輩もライバルなの？おやおや、可愛らしいですね。
Gosh, can you imagine how bad that would be? Is if we hold Michiru's hand and we like put our arm around like Didi or something and we walk to school with Misaki. Can you imagine how much of a cuck she would feel like in that moment? Absolutely terrible.
違う、今のはそういう意味じゃないからね。
It's like, oh, we're not in a relationship. What does it matter?
そこで否定してどうするのですか？そんなこと言われても。
As her words trailed off, Misaki turned her gaze upon me. If it were just the two of us, we'd casually hold hands like it was nothing, but I suppose we weren't left much in the way of alternatives here. After all, I just saw my friends being all mushy in front of me. I'd either tease them or try to coax some dirt out of
美
them.
咲さんがそういうスタンスなのでしたら、私が譲る必要はありませんね。
Michiru raised her clasped hands once again, then intentionally brought her chest. Wait, I need to stop her right now. I like how he's like narrating what's going on. He's like, wait a minute, I need to stop this. Following my arm, she let go of my hand without any
さて
resistance.
美咲さん。
Michiru tilted her head to the side and grinned at Misaki. Though it wasn't a sly sort of grin, it was more the kind of grin you'd see from somebody offering sweets to a child. I hardly wanted to talk, but being treated almost like a walking Scooby-Doo snack doesn't exactly sit well with me.
でもこんなところでなんて大胆すぎだし、美咲さんがしないのでしたら次は私が。そんなのダメ。
What is going on in this scene right here, guys? What is this? Screaming out frantically, Misaki got between me and Didi and immediately latched onto me. This wasn't just holding hands, this was like an outright hug.
先輩もちゃんと拒否しなさいよね。
Huh?
い
Me?
い先輩がメイドだからってそんなことさせていいと思ってるの？
I didn't say that. Besides, you practically went and jumped before I could even respond
ミチル
anyways.
と DD 先輩は良くて私はダメってこと？
That's not it. In fact, I'm happy. You just kind of
他
surprised
の
me.
女の子に抱きつかれても喜んだらダメだからね。
Oh, okay. Alright. She's asserting a little bit of dominance here. Like, hey, you're not allowed to be happy around other girls.
先輩に抱きついていいのは私だけなんだから。
Yeah, got it. Looks like we're back on track
返
here.
事がいい加減すぎるわよ。先輩からも抱きついたらダメだから。
Dang, she is being demanding of us today. Getting hugged by the girl I liked, getting to see her adorable fit of jealousy. This is fine. But But really, aren't you the daring one hugging me like that? I could feel her breasts. Was she doing it on purpose? I doubt if there was a softer, warmer, more blissful sensation than this.
顔が緩んでますよ。
Whoops, pardon my French. That sensation I just mentioned was referring to the good vibes Misaki was giving off right now.
先輩、大胆って何の？
She opened her mouth to ask, but she begged the question. Why hadn't she clued into what she had done sooner and suddenly froze on the spot?
もしかして。美咲さんが慌てているようですが、何かあったのでしょうか？なんでもないわよ。みちるは気にせず、テディ先輩と歩きなさい。美咲さんが玲子におっぱいを押し付けております。
I know, she is just like pressing her chest into us.
いきなり大胆になりましたね。そんなつもりじゃなかったのよ。そう言いながらも離れていませんよね。
I mean, Michiru has a fair point. She usually does. I mean, Michiru's very mean when it comes to Misaki, but she does make some valid points. I can't say that she's really, like, bending the truth.
もしくは当たっていることにも気づかないのでしょうか。DD 先輩よりも私の方が大きいわよ。さりげなくディスられましたか？
What? What the hell is this discussion? Like they're gonna come out and say it's a discussion about titties anyways.
いい先輩、別に私は胸を押し付けようとか思ってないからね。
Yeah? Yeah?
たまたま当たっちゃっただけ。先輩を誘ったわけじゃないから。
That's why you were saying that I can't be happy around any other women? It's not like you were trying to assert dominance there or anything?
おっぱいが大きいという自慢ですね。マジでノーセンキューです。
What the frick is Dee saying right now?
まあ、私の方が大きいようですし、関係はありませんね。
I actually think Michiru's right. I'm trying to think who has the biggest boobs. Michiru is definitely up there. I mean, we've gotten pretty close and personal with those in the morning. Y'all remember when I first got introduced to the sister character. Oh boy. I was happy until I realized it was our sister. It wasn't. Hey, don't mind me, I'm not part of this discussion at all. What do you mean you are the center of this discussion?
先輩は大きい方が好きなの？
You know, all breasts are best. Okay, guys? Let's just remember that. All breasts are best. Flat is justice. Frick, what is the other one? It's like Opie is... I don't know. I don't remember. But they're all good, okay, guys? Please throw a better segue than that. And besides, I've never cared about size anyways.
言う通りですよ。昔からアニメでも言われておりますよ。胸なんて飾りです。エロい人にはそれがわからないのです。
Sounds like someone was jealous and wanted to be like, oh yeah, breast size doesn't matter because their breasts were smaller.
飾りなら見栄えのする方を選びますよね。
I don't know. So you have to be careful. And going back to Konosuba, Eris pads her chest, okay, guys? We all know that. We all remember that. So you gotta be careful. Just because they look big doesn't mean they are. Though there's certainly circumstances where smaller, flat-chested ones are more popular, the beauty of function or something.
もっとも見るだけでなく触っていただいても構いませんが。
Michiru, I didn't need to know that.
ちなみに兄様でしたら私の胸はいくらでも触り放題ですよ。
Yeah, about that. No.
噂のハンズフリーというやつですね。
DD, please don't encourage this. I need you on my side. I need you focused for once. I don't need my little sister for that, thanks.
なんてこと話してるのよ。
You took the words right out of my mouth. Anyways, isn't it about time you let go?
どうして？嫌なの？
Well, it's more like, aren't you getting embarrassed? The clamoring from those two had distracted me, but it was quite a tight spot if we kept them walking to school this way.
恥ずかしくないもん。
I don't particularly want to walk to school with you clinging onto me, just pressing your chest into me, though. That would look a little awkward. No matter how you looked at it, she was embarrassed as all hell. And yet, instead of letting go, she kept clinging onto me, rubbing her breast against. What are you trying to do?
こんなのただのスキンシップなんだし、恥ずかしがる方がおかしいのよ。
You're the crazy one here,
そうで
Misaki.
しょうか。私も恥ずかしくはありませんよ。
I feel like we're gaslighting Misaki right now into thinking she's crazy.
私
We're
は
literally
レイちゃ
saying
ん
you're
なら恥
crazy.
ずかしくないですね。
Stop encouraging her, both
さ
of
て、
you.
本当にそれだけでしょうか。
Watching Misaki totally unable to calm down, Michiru and Didi smiled cheerfully. Or maybe not.
このくらいなら私だってできるんだから。
Why are you having to defend yourself? Just let go and we can walk to school like normal people. Guess this wasn't just owing to her rivalry with those two. Even if it's embarrassing, she still wanted to be more physically affectionate with me. Just thinking about it almost made me crack a smile of elation. Misaki. I really can't keep teasing her right now. I put my hands around her waist and drew her closer to me. I bet we quit standing around and just head off to school now. And only until we get to the station. Her eyes darted from my face, then to my arms, as if she didn't comprehend what I just said. Continuing to cling to me as if she were testing me, she eventually finally managed to relax. Having calmed down, Misaki leaned her weight against me. She seemed like a very cautious kitten who had finally taken to me. Though she made my heart race, I also felt like wanting to protect her. But when it gets more crowded, you have to let go, okay? And I would feel embarrassed about doing this even if I was, like, married, okay? This would just be weird. We'd end up blocking others, that's all. Her grip on my arm tightened slightly, but she still seemed ever so slightly reluctant. I also saw that we'll end up being late, though. No. You came early enough. Walking beside Misaki, I gave a quick glance behind me. All according to Keikaku. Let's go. I love saying that. All according to plan. I couldn't tell how much of that they planned in advance, but thanks, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Michiru is, like, kind of evil in, like, how she just, like, prods at Misaki and makes her so embarrassed. Just some of the stuff she says just to, like, embarrass her or piss her off. But at the same time, I genuinely feel like she's trying to help her get closer to Rei. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe Michiru is a really good character. Who knows? I mean, I'm not saying she's bad or that she really is evil. I'm just saying she has evil moments. Happy and embarrassing as this commute to school was, it probably wasn't so bad to have days like this every now and then. No. So much for all's well that ends well. The cheek on this bird. What? Oh. Can I just walk to school in peace, guys? At the very least, please don't let anyone I know see me like this. Oh, we're definitely hearing about this. We're going to hear about this from Makoto. We're going to hear about it from Miu. We're going to hear about it from Crow. We're going to hear about it from Shuji. We're going to hear about it from every single character we know. My wish was granted that I didn't encounter anyone I knew on the way to school. Oh, thank goodness. Had I bumped into anyone, there would have been no happy endings. Yet precisely because no one else saw, the two juniors ended up telling me what to do the same thing tomorrow, leaving me at an impasse. Alright, here's what we do. We go to school early. We just ditch them. Sure do see eye to eye at times like this. Must be the power of friendship. Yeah, friendship, something like that. While sending that text along to Misaki, I barely paid any attention to the lesson. Misaki continued to casually return my text, but she was still quite the diligent student. Unlike me, she probably was actually able to pay attention in class while texting at the same time. Incidentally, Michiru only pretended to listen, Misaki being the source of that little bit of info. She's actually asleep. I totally know she would. I can imagine Misaki typing up that text while casting a sharp glare at Michiru. And I could also picture Miu just smiling warmly at Misaki in return. We have a great cast of girls, don't we, guys? So much fun. Alright, as I envisioned that relaxing scene, soon enough, morning classes came to an end. I was spending lunch today with Misaki and Michiru. I had a feeling that I'd be doing that more often from now on. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are already competing in the contest, and you're competing for my love outside of the contest. I just don't get a break. After eating, there was a little conversation about what to do after class. They both invited me to hang out. Yeah, I'm free. I wanted to ask her about violin practice, but of course she was the one person who would have taken that more into consideration than anyone else. In other words, right now, this outing was more important.
兄様と一緒に出かけるのは久しぶりですから楽しみです。最近は美咲さんが兄様を独占していますからね。
I know, hasn't it been great?
美咲さんも兄様も何をしているのか教えてくれませんし。
Wouldn't you like to know?
悪かったわよ。
All that practicing was still a secret between me and Misaki, so I still had to do my best to keep it under wraps. Though the longer we kept it a secret, the more suspicious people would end up getting. Michiru must have been having a laugh, acting like she's gonna sell us out or something. Anyways, I'll fight with later. Oh boy. I didn't expect to see so much Michiru in this route. I'm just like, man, I should just do her route next and get her out of the way. As soon as homeroom ended, I grabbed my bag and called out to Didi. And we talked about it over lunch break, so you won't need to accompany Michiru home today. Wait, that was an option? Why are we not doing that, guys? Let's just do both routes at once. How did it come to this? You couldn't call it a harm if it's just two people. Oh, so that's what Didi got out of that. Didi, you're so dumb. Why is she seriously considering this? I mean, no, your breasts are pretty big. I love that Ray responds like this. I really hope it's the same and this isn't just like them translating it to make him seem more like upfront and aggressive than he actually is. What a titty. Not the breaststrokes already. That one was so bad it's quite a pity in itself. Besides, why are you even chatting me up about lollies anyways? Well, duh, it's not like 1 year age difference is that far from being the same age anyways. Apparently. Would you kindly take your assumption that I'm even trying to make a harm at all and shove it up your ass? And besides, those two have bigger racks on them than you anyways. Gosh, dang, and then look at Makoto. Like, now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, Makoto's knockers are, like, probably the hugest by far. Like, holy crap. I mean, and then Crow has pretty big ones. Is there... I don't think there is any character that has small ones. I mean, obviously Didi's are probably on the smaller side, but I think they're still pretty big. Especially when we're talking about Japan here. Like, I'm pretty sure Japanese girls don't have big boobs. So, you guys are probably all above average. But, you know, this is a visual novel, I'd expect that. Oh wait, Miu. Miu's probably the only one who's flat. Miu is the most lolly character for sure. I totally forgot about her. Is that bad? Miu just like slips my mind sometimes that she's a romantic interest in this. The rumor mill is going to be pretty active with no shortage of bullshit tomorrow. Like, that was the problem here to start with. Never a dull moment with you guys, huh? No. Hahaha, I guess. I couldn't stick around in that classroom after all. What kind of rumors are they spreading now? Oh shit, the window. I can see my classmates peering out the window. Tomorrow was totally gonna suck. Hahaha. I couldn't get Makoto's intense laser focus clear out of my head. Gosh, speaking of not feeling well, I'm definitely coming down with something. I got something going on with my throat right now. I can feel it on my nose, my head, like, I don't know, it kind of feels like it's being pressed in right now. I've been getting sick. I feel like when I record too much, like, my voice gets really, like, I don't know, I get, like, a sore throat from it. I don't know why. I mean, I do talk a lot, but it's not that kind of exhaustion. I'm fine. Hell, it's the kind of exhaustion I want to forget about right now, so let's keep going. And now that I've been spotted, I'm just going to have my ass run ragged even more. Yeah, I'm just really hoping I'm not coming down with something. I mean, I feel like I am already. Like, I've been feeling this since yesterday, too. Oh, boy. Staying gloomy wouldn't have done them any good, so we had to pull ourselves together. So what's our destination?
実は特に決めてないのよね。先日のデートをなぞるのではないのですか？それは断ったでしょ。なんでみちるに教えなきゃいけないのよ。
I know, it was so embarrassing that people saw us out there, like, trying to eat a Pocky together.
美咲さんが虚言を漏していないかを確認するためです。嘘なんてついてないわよ。恥ずかしいから言いたくないの。
Judging from their discussion, it wasn't like they discussed what to do at all. It was more like they hadn't agreed on what to do yet. I guess they must have talked it over during break period, like good friends. They probably ended up roping Miu into it too. I'll have to thank her next time.
とにかくデートのことは説明しないけど、繁華街には行くってことでいいのよね。
I want to go somewhere new.
私は構いませんよ。兄様はいかがですか？
I'm fine with that. I don't really need to buy anything, so let's tag along. Demetria, wouldn't you rather go somewhere less bustling than that?
兄様と一緒でしたら、どこであっても私にとっては天国ですから。ですが、少しばかり心細いので、はぐれないように手をつないでくださいますか？
This chick. Of course, heck, I can't leave you to your own devices in a crowded place like that to start with.
腕を組んで密着した方が安全ですね。それが目的ね。
Upon hearing Misaki's accusing tone, I felt a shiver down my spine. Demetria acted as if it didn't concern her at all.
今日のお誘いは美咲さんからではありませんか？
Yeah, I wish she wouldn't have invited you, though.
それはそうだけど、私と兄様の仲を応援してくださるのですよね。
No.
美咲さんのような素敵な友人を得られて、私は本当に幸せ者です。
Yeah, well, that's the way she's saying it, them's fighting words.
だったら素敵な友人のお願いを聞いてくれるかな？
We're gonna hold on to both of them, aren't we?
兄様に抱きしめられたいのでしたら、美咲さんからお願いしてみてはいかがです？そんなお願いじゃないわよ。
Definitely not in the mood for having a girl in each of my arms right now. Incidentally, Misaki's request was to hold my hand, not my arm, and being in a mixed gender group of people who are all ostensibly flirting with each other is really suffering. I mean, Ray, you're not putting a stop to it, your sister coming on to you, so, I mean, you just kind of deserve this.
こうして兄様とデートをするのは久し3人でデートとは言わないでしょ。
Three of us quit calling it a date.
ではデートをする2人と付き添いの1人で。
Yeah, that third wheel is you, you prick.
2人はそういう関係じゃないでしょ。それは美咲さんも同じでしょ。だからデートじゃなくてもいいじゃない。
I mean, to be fair, he's not really dating Misaki, so might as well date his sister, right? As they continued to banter like that, as we continued walking around browsing around the shops. Since Michiru and Misaki were definitely a rare pair of pretty young things, they drew a lot of attention for that. And of course, I get a lot of attention as being, as well for being with them, but definitely not the good kind of attention.
傍目からは手をつないで歩く私たちがどう見えるのでしょうね。
They're probably like, wow, that guy has 2 girlfriends. Oh, please just let it be as siblings. I couldn't exactly say I was objecting to this state of affairs, but I didn't want people to think of me as a player or anything.
周りの目が気になるなら私が代わってあげてもいいのよ。私は兄様と手をつないでいたいのです。
She got so defensive so
そ
quick.
れに兄様も美咲さんには私を任せられないと思うでしょうね。
Wow, okay.
そうなの？
Misaki, it's not like I think you're untrustworthy, okay? But we're just not walking to school here. We're in a crowded spot right now, so things could get dangerous for her.
いらわしい言い方しないでよね。申し訳ありません。言葉足らずでしたね。
Watching them carry on like that was heartwarming. Yeah, I'm sure. At least it was when I was just a casual observer. Being stuck in the middle of them was making me more nervous. Looking back with the benefit of hindsight, maybe it just would have been better for me to break away from them after all. The thought occurred to me a few minutes later, having ended up in front of a store which specialized in underwear and other lingerie.
兄様はどのような下着が私に似合うと思いますか？
Whatever covers you up the most.
突然なんてこと聞いてるのよ。売り場の前ですから、そうおかしなことではないと思いますが。だからってどうして先輩に聞くのよ。兄様の好みを知りたいからですが、見せたい相手は兄様しかいませんし。 見せたいとか言わないの。でしたら美咲さんも一緒に選んでもらえます？一緒にって二人一緒はダメだからね。
Can you imagine how weird that would be? Getting something for your not girlfriend and your sister at the same time. That would be weird.
何を考えているのかは聞きませんが、兄様好みの下着は持っていて損ではありませんよ。
I don't think you should be appealing to your brother ever.
それはそうかもだけど、でも直接聞くなんて。
The hell kind of discussion are they having anyways? I mean, Ray, do you not want to stop this? Do you not want to say anything? I wanted to warn them to watch themselves, but I definitely didn't want to draw even more attention to us right now. I couldn't just hang back from them either.
あとは下着の構造を知ってもらえば脱がしてもらう時にも役立ちますよ。
Okay, we're done. We're done. Oh, come on. How am I supposed to get a word in when the conversation ends up going there? Should just let Dee Dee pick underwear out. Besides, they should have opted to choose for themselves for the start anyways. They're not all the same once taken off. And then there's Crow with the just 200 IQ. Honestly, Crow's kind of small in the chest too. I didn't realize that. You couldn't read the situation if it bit you in the ass, you know that? In any case, didn't think you'd pop up here. Were you following me? She's just riding along. I guess I wasn't just seeing things, but seeing her look so jovial, I turned away wishing I were seeing things.
下着を先輩に選ばせるのはやめなさい。そういうのは年頃の女の子がするべきじゃないわ。年頃だからするのですよ。年齢を重ねすぎて下着にすら興味を持ってもらえなくなっては遅いでしょ。それに言うではありませんか。女は見られて美しくなると。
Guys, I think I know why I'm coming down with something right now. I'm having to listen to Michiru all the time, and it's really like, it's ruining my vibe. Misaki was on the verge of giving in as I was trying to ignore the situation. I wish she'd stop looking at me. I wouldn't be able to refuse if she gave me her big soulful eyes routine. Why don't we stop for a little rest? There's a cafe over there. What? You better not say anything to that. If I retorted as per usual, this conversation would probably end up going on forever. And so my wallet had to take one for the team, as all in the name of changing the direction of conversation. Well, I'd planned to treat both of them to start with anyways. Since Misaki and Michiru stopped bantering, it appeared my good intentions had bore fruit. Unfortunately, both of them ended up trying to feed me instead. Oh gosh, we just can't go anywhere with these two. Why we thought it would be a good idea to go on a double date was beyond me. Wouldn't have been wise to stick around for too long, so we left the cafe, and I assure you that had absolutely nothing to do with me not being able to stand the glare as everyone shot at us. Oh boy. Anywhere else you'd like to go, as long as it's somewhere I won't have any problem showing my face in. Misaki raised her hand, and evidently she came up with an idea. Oh my gosh, that'd be great. And the idea was to shoo me away out of nowhere, evidently. Given how many scathing remarks I had got subjected to in my daily life, I was just about at the end of my wits. Well, I guess I can just wander around here for a bit. Whoa, okay, Michiru. Learned something new about her today. I'm just glad we don't have any other siblings. Let's just say that. Okay, be careful. Puffing out her cheeks in a childish manner to mask her embarrassment, Misaki followed along with Michiru's slow gait. Watching both of them walking away like that made me think, damn, they really do have good chemistry. But even so, today Michiru was teasing Misaki at every slightest hint of an opportunity to do so. I knew it was fun to get a rise out of Misaki and see how she reacted, but she seemed to have some kind of ulterior motive. For example, trying to cheer on Misaki and me. She must have been exploiting Misaki's jealousy towards her in order to help Misaki overcome her own embarrassment. It didn't really seem to be a reach either. After all, it was Michiru's prodding that allowed us to hold hands earlier this morning. Still, we had to save the real deal for after the contest. I guess Misaki's frustration must be piling on or something. Was that why she pulled Michiru aside? She probably wanted to tell her, "Don't push your luck, Missy," or something like that. If that's her intention, she must be letting the dogs of war loose. Since I had the time, I figured maybe I could go and buy some sweets for the two of them. I don't think they were having a serious fight or anything, but if things ever did come to that, the route to resolving things was undoubtedly through their stomachs.
ようやくご主人と二人になれたな。
Oh, stop it. The way you're wording that makes it sound like I'm on a date with you or something. I know. I can only wish. I'm so excited for her route, too. I think that's going to be really different. I'm curious to know how they're going to make that happen. Anyways, my guilt about leaving Misaki to her own devices was bubbling to the surface.
他の者からは見えんからな。お主が一人ではしゃいでいると思われるだろう。
That just makes me feel lonelier. If anything, Crow was the one getting worked up. She was chasing after a little girl holding a balloon. For crying out loud, who's the real child in this situation? All the same, I couldn't help but continue to watch that heartwarming sight.
ご主人よ、家で待っている女子に貢ぎ物を買わんのか?
I'm still intending to buy something for DD, though. The way you worded it doesn't really sound right to me. I walked through the crowd with Crow following along beside me. Since it wasn't a working day, there were a lot of people around, but thanks to that I was able to talk to Crow without sticking out very much. I still figured it was a better idea to go somewhere with less people around, thus we headed in the direction of the park. However, I sensed a strange atmosphere from the people around. There was a large crowd there, and the atmosphere seemed to weigh heavy with uneasiness.
様子がおかしいぞ。
Please tell me they're not fighting outside right now. Nodding in response to Crow's words, I made haste and moving to the middle of the commotion. Oh boy, and that's when I saw it. Oh, what? Hold the phone. What's going on here, guys? A girl's body sprawled up on the ground. There was no way in hell she'd thrown herself there of her own volition. Arms and legs outstretched, hair disheveled, clothes stained with the vivid color of red. The river of red continued to pool around her. Misaki was saying something. Tears were streaming out her face. I had to comfort her. Wait, did Michiru, like, fall off something? What's going on? Collapsed to my knees beside her and held out my hand. I felt the warmth of her palm, the dying warmth of her... Her stare was vacant and empty, but there was no doubt she recognized me. That red flower, which lay blooming on the ground somehow, was just barely managed to open those lips, which were losing their color. Michiru? Michiru was collapsed on the ground in a pool of blood while Misaki was hysterically sobbing about how she suffered a concussion, and considering how serious it looked, that meant she was going to... At the very instant those words fell upon my ears, my body took action without thinking. How did that happen? It wasn't a daydream I was having just now, was it? Bro? No more than 5 minutes until, once that thought crossed my mind, I finally snapped on the days I'd been in. Where's Michiru? Is Misaki alright? Oh, it's one of those freaking bicyclists that almost hit her before. I found myself remembering the time when Misaki had nearly been hit by a bike herself. Yep, that's what I was thinking about. What was I to do? There was barely any hesitation and thought between that question and its answer. Whipping out my phone, I hit Misaki's name on the speed dial as I prepared to leave the crowd of people. I was so angry at myself for neglecting the possibility that this might happen. The dial tone continued to ring without an answer, as piling on my anxiety as well. If I were just able to give Misaki some kind of warning. Misaki, where the hell are you? If you're taking Michiru somewhere, try to steer clear of large crowds when you're with her. And if you do end up in a crowd, don't just hold her hand, you need to link arms with her. And another thing, try to watch out for the surroundings too, especially bikes. Through the phone's receiver, I could hear the two of them bantering lively as ever. The relief I felt upon learning Michiru was safe went hand in hand with the extreme exhaustion I felt from running like this. I was ready to collapse right there on the spot. I felt beyond pathetic, but as long as I had prevented the accident from... That didn't sound good. Commotion from them reached me. My response did not reach them. Just imagining the scene that came to my mind made my knees buckle. Restraining any trace of cowardice trying to show through, as if my own life was at stake, I kicked on the ground as hard as I could, bursting into a sprint almost worthy of a medal. Shoving my way through the crowd and coming to the appointed scene, the pools of red I had feared so deeply were nowhere in sight. Instead, I saw a much smaller crowd gathered around Michiru and Misaki, who were crouched on the ground. Michiru, are you okay? As I crouched next to her, she immediately turned her head to me. She was as conscious as ever, and she showed no readily discernible injuries at all. Never mind that, are you both okay? To verify that Michiru really was telling the truth, I ran my hands all along her body. Ankles, thighs, waist, shoulders. She didn't seem to have any injuries on any of those. Michiru, this isn't the time. We're worried about you, okay? Like, that was, like, all of a sudden really scary. She definitely showed no signs of concussion. Her breathing and pulse were both normal as well. I see. Thank you, Misaki. If I hadn't called her, the instant replay in my mind of that memory made me tremble. I hugged both of them as tight as I could without even realizing it. I'm so glad both of you are okay. I know. I mean, he's the only one that really knew what could have happened there. The embarrassment they both showed in their voices only lasted for a brief moment. They must have noticed how I was trembling. At the same time, Misaki's tone changed one of concern. I felt Michiru's arm wrapping around my own back. That's right, the whole incident had now been undone. They were concerned because to them I appeared to be making a mountain out of a molehill. Right now I just need to be glad that they're both safe. How could I not worry? I heard screaming over the phone, for Christ's sake. I took a few deep breaths while rubbing my eyes on the sleeves of my shoulder. And the call got cut off right after that too. That made me even more scared, you know? At least it wasn't anything more serious than that, though I couldn't say that out loud. Well, next time we go out, we can just replace them. To that end, I make another promise to them, saying that with happiness in my voice, Misaki and Michiru were both delighted at the prospect of there being a next time. Naturally, I was happy too that there could be a next time. So happy that I felt like crying. Wow, well that was like really sudden to have that happen. I feel like we haven't had something like big like this happen in a while. It's kind of crazy. The police came after a while and sorted out the incident. Basically, Michiru had almost been struck from behind by a bike, and Misaki managed to save her. Left the remaining things to sort out on Michiru's end to our servants at home. Michiru seemed to be alright, but just to be certain of that, we had her driven to the hospital. In the meantime, Misaki was homebound herself, so I came along with her. It's not a big deal. I'm more worried about letting you go home on your own. You saved Michiru after all. I owe you my life. You don't need to think. What do you mean much worse for you? Are you hurt? As I asked, she turned her eyes away from me. Your wrist? Hey, that's real bad, isn't it? Misaki tried to hide her right wrist. I didn't know how bad an injury it was, but it was something like that is undoubtedly going to have an effect on her violin practice. Misaki cast her eyes downward with a troubled expression. She showed no signs of passing the buck regarding her injury, nor did she seem to regret taking the fall for Michiru and suffering an injury herself. Why didn't you say anything about this before?
ミチルと先輩に負い目を感じてほしくなかったとかじゃないからね。さっきは怪我に気づかなかったし、今だってそんなに痛くないから。
I was too careless. I'm sorry, Misaki.
なんで先輩が謝るのよ。どこも悪くないでしょ。
I'm not in the wrong. Is that really true, though? Maybe if I did better, I could have prevented her from getting hurt. Instead, her injury probably got worse because of me.
それは考えすぎだぞ。ご主人が言い含めておらねば、前回の光景が再現されたであろうな。むしろ、これほどの軽傷で収めたお主は、称賛されても良いだろう。
Yeah, it just wasn't a good situation, like, at all to begin with, and I feel like this has got to be pretty hard on him. Crow appeared out of nowhere, then probably disappeared after saying her piece. She must have been worried about me. Crow had done nothing but help me out today. She was right, there's no point in getting depressed over this. The person who got the short end of the stick here was the one who got into the accident. The one who was actually injured, Misaki herself. She wasn't asking for an apology. Say, Misaki, just let me know if there's anything I can do. Not my point. I immediately cut Misaki off. We were both stuck in an endless loop of apologies that kept making things more awkward. I needed to break that loop. I want you to rely on me when you're troubled by something. After all, it's not only natural for me to be worried about the girl I love. Misaki's voice became slightly more cheerful. Although she had her head down, she held out her hand to me like always. I can carry your bag for you, that way we can hold hands. She raised her head up again with a smile. It was a forced smile, the kind that was trying to tell me not to worry about her. Yeah. I couldn't just carelessly tell her she'd be fine, and bringing up how she could just wait for another opportunity would just be irresponsible. Just try to rest up for now, alright? You definitely don't want to do anything to make it even worse. Misaki nodded at me in agreement, but I still couldn't help but feel something didn't seem right. Misaki, were you practicing to win the contest all along? It doesn't seem like that's been your reason lately, though. You were performing for your own enjoyment and you wanted to get better because you just like doing it. I couldn't help but wonder if actually winning ended up being your second priority. Am I mistaken? She drawled out her words as she was groaning about it, then sighed as her shoulders drooped. But more than being depressed or anything of the sort, it was more like I'd seen right through her. Main plan. Almost with Michiru. The accident made it totally slip my mind, but when Misaki pulled Michiru aside before that, was that what she wanted to talk about? I found myself getting curious, but if it was a promise, Misaki probably wouldn't tell me the details. I just stick to the issue of recovering from her injury for now. Yeah, I suppose, because I mean, I feel like with any good trip, part of it is the journey, right? Not just the destination. What I was seeing, she was almost certainly trying to convince herself of that. Well, you know, of course I want to know more about the girl I love. She began to relax after saying that. Her worried smile turned into a more natural one. But what was the promise about anyways? Walking back home, we continued to chat carefree as ever. Neither her injury nor her promise with Michiru came up in conversation again. Since she seemed to be back in the mood she was in before the accident, I felt I'd managed to cheer her up. However, I had a little nagging doubt in the back of my head. I kept wondering if the outcome was really for the best. The watch inside my pocket felt even heavier. I mean, your sister didn't die. I would say that was a pretty good outcome. Later that night, I received a text from Misaki. Evidently, she suffered a slight fracture to her wrist and would likely take at least 2 weeks for it to completely heal. Yeah, it sounds like she's not performing then. Probably not going to completely heal in time for the contest, right? Ever since Michiru heard about Misaki's injury, she kept worrying about it like it was her own problem. While we were all relieved it wasn't anything serious when the contest came to mind, there was no room for celebration. Especially since Misaki had protected her from that accident, undoubtedly she must have felt responsible for the injury. Well, I'm sure you'd be aware of this, just try not to apologize to Misaki excessively. Alright.
それ以上の感謝を伝えるつもりです。ですが、兄様からでなくてもよろしいのでしょうか?
I already did, but it's different for you as another female friend of hers. Not only that, you're both competing as rivals in the contest. There seemed to be something insinuated in her response, and talking of insinuations, there was also the matter of Misaki's little tongue slip. Say, Michiru, have you made any sort of promise with Misaki lately?
美咲さんから何か聞いたのですか?
Not exactly, but she did mention something about a promise. It was just a slip of the tongue on her part. And it seemed like the goal ended up becoming just to win the contest again, too.
約束ですか?
Michiru closed her eyes in thought for a while, and then she slowly shook her head. So it was a secret after all, then.
そもそも約束なんて交わしていませんから。
What? Then what could Misaki have been talking about?
約束というより、兄様と別れていた時に、美咲さんの一方的な宣言ならありました。
So it was more of a one-sided promise.
美咲さんは今回のコンクールで私に勝ったら、兄様に告白をするそうです。
Oh, out of curiosity, wasn't that supposed to be a secret?
特にそのようなことは言われませんでしたね。
I suppose she must have figured you wouldn't tell
だと
me.
したら認識が甘すぎますね。私はいつでも兄様の味方ですよ。
Well, that's one good thing about you, Michiru. I'll say that. You're really gonna take sides over something like
終わ
this.
りですよ。兄様が喜ぶことが第一ということです。
I mean, wouldn't it make me happier if you would have kept that a secret and that would have been like a fun surprise? I was happy and glad to have her support, but should I have not asked about it? Well, she did say she was going to respond to my confession once the contest is
兄様
over.
からではなく、自分から言うことに意味があるのでしょうね。例えば、コンクールで私に勝ち、自分を認められるようになりたいとか。誰にでも誇れるものを手に入れたいのよ、私は。
I thought she had lost her way, but in fact that had been her goal all along. She was not competing against Michiru, but against the standards she had built for herself, and she truly wanted to be the best at something. Aiming for the best by world standards was an impossibility, so she needed to draw the line somewhere. World standards, national standards, prefectural standards, districtal standards, or even just within the realm of her own school. It was only through pure happenstance that she had drawn the line at Michiru. Had she chosen to compromise, she could have become the best much more easily. It was more precisely because she refused to compromise that she had impressed me.
あれは約束などではなく、私に勝てたら兄様をもらうという宣戦布告でした。
Somehow I can see her asking for her parents' consent afterwards. That was certainly an
も
admirable
し優
goal.
勝したら、その勢いで兄様に抱きついてプロポーズまで行きそうですね。
That would be interesting to see. Now that'd just be embarrassing though. I'd be more happy than embarrassed for sure. Aw, shit, my infatuation's on the verge of showing itself again. Misaki probably would want to be the type to confess to me
兄
on
様の
stage.
気持ちは分かっていますが、そこまで喜ばれると妹としては複雑ですね。というより、美咲さんの告白云々も優勝できたらの話ですよ。
Oh, sorry, you're right. You're competing too
ち
after
な
all.
みにですが、兄様は私と美咲さんどちらに勝ってもらいたい？
Honestly, I just want both of you to do your best, enough so that you'll have no regrets about it. With that in mind, there wouldn't be any reason for pouring if not just to achieve some sort of result. I'll just have to do everything I can for Misaki, and it would be ideal if at the end of it all, everybody would be able to smile. I think that would be the best ending, right? If everyone can be happy in their own way. And it would be nice if we ended up a relationship with Misaki too. I mean, that of course. Oh, we're getting a call.
おはよう先輩。もう起きてるかな？
Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Like I said, I'm still not really feeling great today. I'm like really trying to get through this video. I'm gonna go take some medicine or take something, and hopefully by tomorrow I'll be feeling a little bit better, but I doubt it. I don't know. Every time I get sick, which seems to happen pretty often, if you guys have been, you know, watching my channel for a few months, you'd probably know that. I seem to get sick like every other week. But I'm just hoping I can get through it quickly because I'm really trying to be consistent with these videos. I mean, I've been recording these ahead of time for once, which is actually pretty nice. That's kind of why I haven't started a new series yet. Maybe once I'm feeling a little bit better, I'll start doing that. But I'm just trying to get this one ahead so that way I can work on it. And I've been working on like just other games that interest me in the meantime. And then I would really like to start something new and play something different as well alongside this. Because I'm sure I still have quite a few episodes of this to go, I would imagine. Anyways, guys, though, I'm enjoying Misaki's route still, of course. I mean, I say that at the end of every episode. And I'm excited to see how the concert goes. I'm not sure if she's going to be competing because she's injured. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe she'll try to compete. She won't do very well because her hand's not working, and then we'll kind of console her, and she'll confess at the end. Maybe something like that will happen. No idea. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end it here, though. And hopefully next episode will kind of wrap up everything. I think maybe next episode is going to be about the concert, and if it is, that should be the end. I'll try to finish it out next time, but we'll see what it has in store. Anyways, guys, appreciate you. Have a good one.